yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, shawty on my wood and I ain't talking Palo Santo. And I ain't talking Palo Santo. Shawty on my wood and I ain't talking Palo. Shawty on my. Shawty on my wood and I ain't talking Palo Santo. I be going through it, I ain't worried about the outcome. Shawty on my wood and I ain't talking Palo Santo. I be going through it, I ain't. Shawty on my wood and I ain't talking Palo Santo. I be breathing peace and I don't sleep cause I got purpose. Leaving beast deceased, now you know Schwartzy came to murk shit. Came up off them streets and fucking freaks had me deserted. Now I'm cold as fuck, I'm out here looking like dessert, bitch. Twerk it, work it, show me that you worth it. Everybody out here done forgotten what they worth is. That's why Schwartzy gonna treat these bitches like they worthless. Shawty on my wood and I ain't talking Palo Santo. I be keeping weapons and I got a lot of ammo. Camo, Granso, arching over damsels. I'ma fuck it up because that's part of what I'm here for. Shawty on my wood and I ain't talking Palo Santo. Shawty on my wood and I ain't talking Palo Santo. I be going through it, I ain't worried about the outcome. Shawty on my wood and I ain't talking Palo Santo. They stuck like Malcolm. Fuck a outcome. It be way too easy just to get these bitches outdone. They be on that powder, I ain't talking about no talcum. Write all of these verses, then I put it in my album.
Check, I got it so dumb, they surrounded it without them. Didn't need no helping hand, I got these bands, I'm trying to count something real. Paper cut, I cut myself like ouch. Ooh, ooh, baby, kiss my boo-boo, yeah, you awesome. Pay me for my pillow talk, I'm cool like pen and pasta. Put you on some shit before you never even thought of. Expand your mind, we get high and deep down at the same damn time. Fuck a bite, I need a whole slice of American pie. Yo, external's just a reflection of what's inside. Play it wise, told you once, won't say it twice. We don't like some say the Palo Santo. She gets so good wet for me, I probably need a poncho. Since I live with Schwartzy, it's been over for you guys. So never 50-50, say gon' always keep it honcho. I been getting back like a motherfucking pot roast. Swerving bird bitches left and right just like some potholes for real. Money, hoes, clothes, shows, yeah, we got those for real. Keep pretending like you don't, but you and I know the deal. No.
All right, welcome back to the communication station. As y'all know, it's your boy Schwartzy back again, your esteemed host of the communication station. So today we're doing a continuation of the video that I uploaded last night. Literally as soon as I fucking uploaded the video, I lay down in bed and started thinking about things that I can add on to this. And I've been thinking about the shit damn near all night. Like I couldn't sleep for a good while because I was sitting here thinking about shit to add to this video. So if you guys haven't seen the first video, go and watch the first video. That way you can be able to get some context as far as what we talking about here today. You get what I'm saying? So let's just jump right into this shit. And before I do jump into this shit, apologize for the appearance. I literally just woke up, fucking went and used the bathroom, took a piss and shit, and just came straight and hopped on this shit. You know what I'm saying? So apologize for the appearance, but that shit don't even matter. The wisdom gonna speak for itself. So yeah, let's hop right into this shit. So yesterday we was talking about it's not about what you have, it's about what you are or who you are or what character you're playing out at the moment. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, whenever we're dealing with situations like these, a lot of the time we'll have situations where if you're a person who is playing out a truly a character that is genuine and authentic to your own expression and shit like that. Like, for example, you a person who like always show their hand, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have any type of what's good, Kev Blackson, and what's good to everybody who showed up. Zay, of course, thank you for always being here. MD Music, whoever else is in here at the moment. But you get what I'm saying? A lot of times if you're a person who don't have like any ulterior motives, you don't have any like backdoor tactics, or you're not trying to guide people into thinking and feeling a certain way in certain scenarios. That way it benefits you, basically being a manipulator and shit. You get what I'm saying? If you're in a situation where you're just being a truly authentic person at all times of the day, people can get confused by this expression, and because they're used to people holding back so much shit, and basically like having so much shit held in that eighth house space where it's like behind closed doors and shit like that. So people are used to people always having these backdoor tactics. So it's going to be confusing to a person like this. You get what I'm saying? And on top of that, if you are acting out in a character that's truly you, it's gonna be misunderstood. You get what I'm saying? Especially if your expression comes out into like a creative space or into a space like this. You get what I'm saying? Like I've got videos here on this channel where I've taken a topic that I've fucking thought about for 5 minutes. Well, not like really 5 minutes, but like, you know what I'm saying? Just like one day type of shit, or a few hours type of shit, and wrote out one sentence, just the title of the video. You get what I'm saying? And then I can come in here and break this shit down for an hour straight, or at least 30 minutes. You get what I'm saying? Just based off one sentence. Because that character that I'm playing out is part of my true authentic expression. You get what I'm saying? So this could be confusing to some people, whether you expressing it in this type of realm of reality, or you expressing it into like a musical type of space. You get what I'm saying? Or you just a person who always have you're like doing artwork and shit, yet you never run out of shit for an idea to make some type of artwork about. You get what I'm saying? You never run out of a creative idea of ways of doing shit. You get what I'm saying? So this will be confusing to people because you're playing out an authentic expression. So they're used to people utilizing manipulation tactics and not doing things genuinely and authentically. So it's going to be confusing to them. You get what I'm saying? And if you like super hard with this shit, you could even get to a point where people are so confused by your expression that they'll even come and ask you like, how do you get inspiration all the time? What's good, Ariana? Thanks for popping in. But yeah, like you'll have people even come to you and be like, how do you get inspiration like that all the time? You get what I'm saying? Like how do you always have inspiration to do this? Or like where do you get your inspiration from? You get what I'm saying? As far as what you think is important, as far as what you think is worthy of expression at the moment, as far as whatever creative idea it is that you're trying to put forth at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Can't believe you don't know who I am. I seen you followed me just like an hour ago. I haven't clicked on your profile and shit like that, bro. Like I'm getting into some shit at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So I ain't really checked to see who you are and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can tell me and shit. But yeah, so this will be confusing. Like you'll have people coming to you asking you like, where do you get all this inspiration from? Where do you get all these charismatic gifts from? It like, how are you able to express this in this type of way? Like I said, if you're really hard with this shit, you will know based on experience. You're gonna have people coming to you and being like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this motherfucker doing this? What's up, Jackie New? She the truth. Y'all go tap in with Jackie New for the cell salts. You can see her in the chat right here. If not, I'll put a link for her in the description and shit. Y'all go cop your cell salts and get on tip with that shit. So yeah, you're gonna have people confused, not understanding how you never run out of ideas and how you never fucking seem like you never get tired, or you never fall short, or you never run out of inspiration and shit like that. The reason why is because humans are used to stealing and taking shortcuts and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of humans don't have the patience and don't have the discipline to actually get into a space and go through the ups and downs of dealing with whatever it is that they say that they're into, as far as having value or holding importance or having some formulation of a passion behind it. You get what I'm saying? So they're used to taking the shortcuts and stealing other people's ideas and incorporating that shit all the time and trying to take shortcuts to weasel around shit. So these people need something external as a formulation of what should be an inspiration to them. You get what I'm saying? Like these people are very lacking. So they don't and not only that, this expression of inspiration it's not something that they have access to like that. It's not like they don't think that inspiration is something that happened inside of you first. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not something that you can always just point at and be like, oh yeah, I'm getting inspiration from that external means at the moment. Like humans will think that all inspiration is meant to come from outside of you. You get what I'm saying? So whenever it's a person that comes around who is the inspiration, like, other people are looking to you for the inspiration. Like, you are the inspiration. You playing out the character of inspiration at the moment. You get what I'm saying? That's why you're never lacking. That's why you never have what they call a so-called writer's block and shit. That's why you always thinking of new ways to approach situation and new modes of expression to get across whatever it is that you're into at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So we got to be aware of this shit. You're going to confuse people by your expression because, like I said, it can be seen outwardly. You get what I'm saying? Bitch, y'all better stop updating my fucking phone and shit while I'm trying to be live right now. Go on mute, ho. So yeah, we need to pay attention to this shit because if you're a person who's extremely genuine, you know what I'm saying? A lot of time when you out in the world and shit like that, you dealing with a lot of people who have developed a lot of traumas based on past experiences and shit like that. So they're not going to be enough mental and emotional clarity to the point where they're going to actually be able to view you as being a genuine person. You get what I'm saying? Because that's how that shit play out. Some people are utilizing characters as like a masking filtering system to hide whatever it is that they have within them that they're afraid to show at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So we got to realize that shit. And a person who has the mental and emotional clarity to actually realize these things, they're going to see it, they're going to smell it, they're going to fucking feel it, everything. You get what I'm saying? When you come around a person who is not operating or engaging themselves or expressing some formulation of a character that's actually genuine to them and their spirit. You get what I'm saying? And the energies that they was coming here to express at the moment and fucking gravitate towards them and then learn how to let go at a certain point. You get what I'm saying? So a person that has the clarity, they're gonna see it and feel it and all that shit. You get what I'm saying? It's like, for example, if you had like a wood pane with a bunch of cracks in it, you get what I'm saying? And there's just like the sun is setting right behind it. But there's these small cracks. So you seeing the light shine through the cracks only but slightly. You get what I'm saying? That's how it is for me whenever I'm viewing this shit. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're setting up all this shit in front. But in reality, it's like opposite. It's more like darkness in the background, and then there's all these lights in front of it. So you're basically seeing the darkness through the light. You get what I'm saying? So they've built up all these different lights. They've built up all these different lenses and ways to view the world and all these different characters to express to protect them from whatever that darkness is that they're trying to hide at the moment and don't know how to take care of it yet. You get what I'm saying? So a person like me is going to see this emanating off of you. You get what I'm saying? But a regular ass human who's also doing the same thing and is stuck in this type of routine and pattern where they're constantly like trying to protect some shit in the areas where they're sensitive at, and they don't know how to sufficiently either go through experiences that's going to teach them how to sufficiently protect those insecurities or soft spots or strengthen them or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like coping with them. You get what I'm saying? That's the difference between like actually doing something that brings forth and breeds some formulation of growth and shit like that and nurturing and shit like that. You want something that's going to spark growth within you and shit, not something that's just going to help you cope at the moment and numb these certain areas or make you forget about them at the moment until, some catastrophic shit got to go down to remind you like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm fucking sensitive in that area. Like I'm not sufficiently built up in that area. You get what I'm saying? So people can tell this shit a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is a flunked out ass human, sometimes even they can tell when a person is on some bullshit with them as far as whatever character they're expressing at the moment not being actually genuine. You get what I'm saying? So we need to peep game of these things, and we need to peep game of what we are actually exhibiting. You get what I'm saying? So pay attention to that and pay attention to how the Roman reality respond to the shit. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, we're not in a situation like the other video that I just made last night, where we're actually sitting here being a person who's projecting our own insecurities and our own emotional fucked up shit within us onto the realm of reality, and we're observing that from a third person point of view and not taking into account how that can actually be us. You get what I'm saying? Let's not be the people who are lost into this type of shit. So you get what I'm saying? So you just have to peep game of the realm of reality and actually know who you are and know how to be real with yourself. That way, whenever you come across a situation where you're expressing a certain character at the moment and somebody tries to debate that or combat that and act like that's not truly you, you actually can fucking like tell them shut up and they don't know what they're talking about, and it actually means something because and it actually be like justified in a way because you actually know who you are and you actually know what character that you're expressing at the moment and whether it's true authenticity to you or whether you're just utilizing it as like an ego to protect and build up a barrier and a wall around some other shit that's kind of like trying to like misdirect the energy so that people aren't viewing this certain area of you. You get what I'm saying? That way you're not embarrassed and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of ways how this shit play out. Let's just not get lost into thinking that we always being the one who's playing out a genuine character and people are just hating for no reason or are confused by you for no reason. You get what I'm saying? That's the thing about it too. People can be confused about it because it's such a genuine expression and something that they're not used to, and they don't understand how you do what you do. But it can also be a situation where people are expressing confusion towards you because they're confused because you keep hopping in and out of different characters. You get what I'm saying? You keep going from one character to the next, and none of them are truly authentic to you and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So you're confusing people due to the amount of characters that you keep hopping into and the characters that you keep exhibiting that don't necessarily mesh together. You get what I'm saying? Like that's where another piece of confusion can come in. It might not be you operating on the high octave level. It might just be people looking at you confused and shit like that because they're not understanding you know what I'm saying? Like every day you're a different person, basically. Like that's how it looked to people. You get what I'm saying? Every day you're a different person. So you keep gravitating different characters to try to play out, and none of them is truly you. And you're already confused. So you just basically reflecting that shit back to you, and people are gonna express some formulation of confusion because it don't make no sense what the fuck you doing at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like you trying to be everybody else but being yourself basically is what it looks like. Like it gives off like follower type of energy and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So don't think just because I come here on the internet and I express certain things to you that you playing out some formulation of a high octave energy, because you can experience similar situations on the high octave and the low octave side of it. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, just because something worked don't necessarily mean it's the right thing to do. You get what I'm saying? So you might be experiencing something that might seem like the high octave side, but that I was just speaking about previously. You get what I'm saying? But meanwhile, it's actually the low octave side. And you just attaching it to the high octave side because you want to put yourself on a pedestal at the moment or seem like you're smarter than the environment and seem like you're smarter than the world and know what you're talking about at the moment. And that's just another formulation of an ego that's been built up to and developed to protect you from feeling like you're retarded and shit like that. Because you probably be a person who had a lot of opinions growing up and shit like that, and everybody told you that those opinions was stupid and retarded and shit like that. So now you like super deficient in that area of thinking that you retarded, but you protect it by giving the appearance that you overly smarter than what you actually are. So you get the lines misconstrued, and the more time that you put into that type of energy, it becomes like a baby of yours where you've been nurturing it and caring for it so long. So it gets to the point where that shit becomes part of you. Like you start to identify with it. So you forget that you actually retarded at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Because you've built up some formulation of a persona that can be seen to have some level of intelligence due to you always getting told that your shit didn't make no sense or whatever opinion that you had that you seen as fact at the moment was fucking stupid and didn't make no sense. You get what I'm saying? Or vice versa. You could be a person who their whole life grew up everybody telling them that, oh my gosh, you're so smart for your age, and got all the loving fucking support and shit like that, cushy background type of living shit that you can have to make you feel like you are actually smart, and what you are actually talking about has some type of importance, or has some basis in reality, and has some formulation of it might be a fact and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Or you can gravitate people who respect that. You get what I'm saying? Don't get lost, because you might actually be retarded at the moment. Your whole life and background, you've just gotten the support to point to reasons why you are actually intelligent. You get what I'm saying? But meanwhile, the people who was telling you that you're intelligent is a bunch of retarded people, or a bunch of stupid people. You get what I'm saying? Or a bunch of dumb people who don't know what they're talking about at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So we got to pay attention to this shit too, because there's a lot of things that play into it. That's where the actual testing aspect of it comes in. You get what I'm saying? And actually knowing who you are. Because whenever you go through these situations and you don't know who you are, you will be a person who will sit around and watch somebody like me on live stream talking about these certain concepts and talking about how certain things play out. And you meanwhile think that you being the most intelligent, spiritual, fucking wise person in the world, just because you go through a similar situation of something that I explained and utilized as an example, but you missing the point because you don't know yourself. So you're conflating the two, and you're conflating it as some formulation of whatever you want to call, like a spiritual experience or some shit like that. But you're still not seeing it clearly, because you have not been through the experiences that I've been through, and you're just taking it as like hearsay basically off of my content and what you've heard from me, and just thinking that because you go through something similar that you are fucking high octave, and you some type of angel and shit like that, and people need to pay attention to you at the moment, or you always know what you're talking about in every situation and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? But this is what y'all need to pay attention to. That's why you need to back this video up about 5 minutes and listen to the breakdown that I was just given. This shit play out in so many different ways that you could go through the exact same experience and it appear to you the exact same way of how I just broke it down. But meanwhile, you are the dumbass in the situation. You get what I'm saying? You just need, because you're not knowing who you are. So you're thinking that whatever that you're experiencing at the moment, just because it's correlated to something that I utilize as an example of higher octave energies, you're thinking that you're doing the right thing at the moment. When in reality, that's just an example to show you that you're even more dumb than you thought you was. I can't get my fucking dab pin to hit, and I'm not going to sit here sucking on this shit for 100,000 years. So, yeah. But, yeah, let's just not get lost out here. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's no point for this shit at all. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, don't just be taking what people say and think that you could go through a similar situation and now you somebody who has some importance, or you basically like utilize my video and whatever I'm talking about at the moment as some form of confirmation for you to go through an experience. And if shit happened the same type of way, it's like, oh, yep, that's exactly what he was talking about. Right there it is. Da 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 da. Meanwhile, people in the environment just truly looking at you like you stupid at the moment, and using you as an example of what not to do at the moment, or utilizing you as an example of being the butt of the joke at the moment, because you're retarded and you don't know what you're doing at the exact moment. You get what I'm saying? That you have to test these things out. You have to test your own character. You get what I'm saying? So whenever you hear somebody like me coming on this shit and talking about certain things, if you feel a resonation towards it, or you relate to it in some type of way and shit like that, test it out in the reality. Try to shape things to make you go through similar situations and shit like that. But meanwhile, be doing the shadow work on your own time to actually understand who you are. That way, when you go through these situations, you're not conflating things and blurring the lines and making shit out to be more than what it actually is, based upon my expression and how I just broke it down. You get what I'm saying? So don't get lost into that shit, because that's a big trap. You know what I'm saying? We'll have people come out here kicking certain concepts, and then like I said, people will be going through these situations and thinking that they doing something, but they not doing something because that's not them. You get what I'm saying? That's not you at the end of the day. So you can't tell. This is another thing too. We all got many characters within us. You get what I'm saying? And if you're a person who like reads books and shit like that, if you get into like certain religious texts and shit like that, and you're a person who has open mental and emotional clarity and shit like that, you will actually be able to see the character being represented by whatever the text is trying to show you at the moment. You get what I'm saying? And if you're really in tune, you can actually pinpoint based upon whatever you're reading at the moment, as far as a religious text or whatever, you can actually pinpoint where that character reside within you, within your body and shit like that. And the percentage levels of energy that you've put into developing that character and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So you will start to recognize these characters within yourself. But we just got to transmute and let go of the shit that isn't actually us, and it's just something that we're gravitating towards as far as a insecurity blocker and a protective type of energy at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, all of us got different characters that we can play out. You know what I'm saying? There's just shit that's more in tune with who you are and less in tune with who you are. And there's shit that don't really actually do nothing and don't actually really help you. You get what I'm saying? So that's the thing, man. And not only that, we need to be in a situation where we're testing out these characters. You get what I'm saying? If it's a character that you feel like resonate with you in some type of way and feel like something that you would be enjoyable to act out or can be a catalyst for some formulation of growth within you. You get what I'm saying? If we're viewing things like these, we need to test these bitches out. You get what I'm saying? You need to test that character out. Go around and start expressing things in that character, or do work to put yourself in a space where you're developing that character more. And that way, whenever you go through the realm of reality, you can recognize these characters when you're actually interacting with the environment and shit like that. That way you can actually see where those moments are where you're expressing a character right now that can be seen as like a joke. And if you a person who don't necessarily want to be looked at as a joke in that realm of reality or on that topic of discussion and shit like that, you get what I'm saying? That's where signs and symbols will come to let you know that you need to develop that character more. Either that, or you need to transmute it into something that like lets it be seen that you not joking about this situation, or you not the joke in this situation. And you get what I'm saying? Like we got to utilize these things in certain scenarios. That way we're being able to view whenever we can be looked down on, or where we can view where we're stupid at the moment, or where we're dumb at the moment, or where we're lacking at the moment. That way we can jump into those vehicles and we can strengthen them. You get what I'm saying? That way the expression comes out more authentically, and also you minimize those areas where people can view you as being stupid, or either that, or you're just not expressing that character. And you're basically ridding it from your system because it don't do nothing but put you in a space of being viewed as like you stupid at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, this is the thing too, man. You get what I'm saying? Everyone, that shit that I was talking about earlier, where a lot of humans will keep shit in the eighth house and try to play shit out subconsciously, or try to manipulate people in certain ways and shit like that. This is something that y'all need to understand as humans. At the end of the day, everyone is going to have something that they keep in the eighth house. Everyone is going to have something that is more so behind closed doors and is not getting fully showed at the moment. You get what I'm saying? And that's not in like a fucking dark manipulative type of way. You get what I'm saying? Some people are just protecting themselves from certain things, And some people are just holding back certain shit because you don't have no business being involved in it at the moment. You get what I'm saying? That's why, like, you'll get certain people who will get upset whenever you don't involve them within certain shit, or certain people who will get upset when they've been around you for years and months at a time and shit like that. And nowadays you don't tell them where you going all the time. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you get up and you just leave the house and don't tell nobody where you going and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You have people who be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, tell us where you going. Like, we was here fucking for hours worried about you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just need to realize, like, that necessarily that space not always for you. You get what I'm saying? So don't be real grudgy on people and get upset with people because they choose to hold back certain things. Not everybody's trying to manipulate you and fuck over on you and shit like that. It's just certain scenarios where people can't involve you in things because your energy is going to fuck up whatever they have going on. You get what I'm saying? But the authenticity is going to be shown by default. You get what I'm saying? That's something that is going to be apparent over time. You get what I'm saying? So don't be impatient and fucking jump into situations thinking like you got to know the ins and outs of a person entirely before you decide to start participating with them or having experiences with them and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? That's why you don't need to worry about these type of things, because that's the thing. The more time that you spend sitting here worrying about how a person might be manipulating you at the moment, or might be acting out of a false character at the moment, that's just going to breed more confusion. You get what I'm saying? Because you will ruin opportunities like this because this shit is constantly on your mind. So out of your two eyes, you're going to be viewing things in that manner. You get what I'm saying? So you by default, like they say, like you never see a red car till you start thinking about a red car. You know what I'm saying? Or you never see a fucking Chevy Malibu till you go and buy a Chevy Malibu, or till your girlfriend gets a Chevy Malibu, or till your mom gets a Chevy Malibu. And then all of a suddenly when you're out in town, you see a Chevy Malibu everywhere because now you're more aware of it. You get what I'm saying? And that's like it take more precedence of being on your mind because you're more familiar with it. So therefore, when it comes to mentally, when you're thinking that a person is always manipulating you and shit like that, that's exactly how this shit work. You are becoming more familiar with that energy mentally, and getting more familiar with people playing out false characters mentally. So by default, through your two eyes, you're going to be viewing things in this manner. So you're going to squander your opportunities because when somebody comes at you with a genuine character, you're not going to be able to recognize it, and you're going to be confused, and you're going to be thinking like, damn, this is some even deeper fucking mental tactics and manipulation tactics than I've even seen before and shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is even fucking more deeper and more hardcore than anything I've ever seen before. This person is really cold with the manipulation game. Meanwhile, you just confused, and you find out later on down the line that person didn't want nothing but the fucking best for you. And they genuinely wasn't manipulating you. You get what I'm saying? The characters that they playing out at the moment might just be some characters that people in your past have acted out in those characters, but this person was doing it genuinely because that was actually attached to their purpose, their spirit, whatever you want to say. You get what I'm saying? That shit just jive with them more so better. You get what I'm saying? But this person was playing out these characters disingenuously. You get what I'm saying? So that's how they can be a manipulator and shit like that, because they're showing you something and making like empty promises, basically. You get what I'm saying? Or writing checks with their mouth that they ass can't cash at the moment and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So you will lose a good ass person in your corner who really was just trying to support you and be there for you due to this. You get what I'm saying? Due to you viewing everything and everybody as being a manipulator and thinking that everybody is out to get you and having like the cynical mind, basically. You get what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with utilizing a percentage level of the cynical energy, because this is a fucking cynical world that we live in, man. And a lot of people actually are just fucking evil and shit like that, and trying to fuck over on people, whether it be consciously or subconsciously. Like, it might not even be intentional at the moment. You get what I'm saying? But still, it happened and shit like that. So we need to pay attention to this. Don't lose your opportunities because you're thinking that everybody is a manipulator, and also don't be allowing the you thinking about that shit all the time to blind you to where you're always being extra cautious for no reason and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? There's no reason for you to be extra cautious and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you would get proved wrong real quick, and you will lose somebody who could have been really important to you, or you already were really important to them, just based on you thinking that they a manipulator at the moment and they trying to do some weird shit to you. So yeah, don't get lost into that shit. And also don't get lost into expressions either. You get what I'm saying? Because like I've talked about, when you are reflecting an emotional state of being or a mental state of being based on shit that you've been into for months and years, you get what I'm saying? You're gonna read that off of the person that you're interacting with. You get what I'm saying? You are gonna make up shit in your own mind because you're so lost in the delusion and a way of viewing the world. You've basically created a whole new realm of reality within your head based upon how you think a person is going to come at you, and based upon how you think that they're thinking about things at the moment, and shit like that, and trying to take advantage of you and shit like that. You're going to read that off of the person that you're interacting with and think that that is them expressing that. But that is just being filtered through whatever lens you're viewing the world through at the moment. It's being filtered through that. So you're picking up subliminal body language and vibes and all this shit. But you are so mentally and emotionally clouded that that is purely of your own creation. That is purely of your own delusion. You get what I'm saying? So you'll have people express shit in a certain manner, and you will jump their ass thinking that they trying to take advantage of you at the moment or some shit, or they don't actually fuck with you at the moment or something, just based on your past traumas, and thinking that just because people express shit in a certain way that by default it mean this or it mean that. You get what I'm saying? Not everybody is showing everything at the present moment. And this is the thing too. Some people like me are in characters like this for a reason. You get what I'm saying? Like some of us are in characters like this for a reason, because we can't go about it another way. Like, I can't be the extremely overly emotional, overly checking in on your fucking emotions all the time type of person. That's just not who I am. That character does not jive with me. I can't wear my emotions on my face and on my fucking sleeve and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So that's what you need to understand. Just because somebody express something in a certain way to you does not necessarily mean that that they're necessarily thinking this type of way or feeling in this type of way about situations and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? That's why certain people have to sit here and overly explain shit to y'all, because y'all be so clouded emotionally and mentally, but y'all be thinking that you have intuition or some shit and thinking that you can fucking read me so well and shit like that. Nah, bro. You get what I'm saying? It's not necessarily always like that. And also, a person could be expressing certain shit in a certain way for a specific reason at the moment. You get what I'm saying? They might be in the space of truly, genuinely trying to help you. You get what I'm saying? They might be in the space of genuinely loving you and caring about you and just wanting the best for you emotionally. You get what I'm saying? Mentally, everything. But when it get expressed, it don't come across in the right type of way. So we need to take this shit into consideration, because there's many levels that this shit play out on. It could just be a person who has dealt with a lot of trauma and shit like that in their life, so they've developed this nonchalant type of character that you get what I'm saying, that can't necessarily be expressed in the way that they would rather express things. They have to utilize this offset, like stoic, nonchalant type of character to offset that. That way they're protecting those sensitivities at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Or vice versa. We could have a situation where somebody's upbringing has been so rough to the point that they don't know how to express things in any other way rather than being extremely rough and seemingly aggressive with you at the moment. You get what I'm saying? But really deep down, they are trying to express it with some formulation of love and care, or they trying to express it with some formulation of like playfulness at the moment or something. You get what I'm saying? That's what we need to pay attention to as well, because the expression is not always what it actually is. And this is the thing too. The lines get blurred right here because we need to have equilibrium whenever we're viewing this thing. A lot of people will sit here and tell you that, oh, it's all about the intention. You get what I'm saying? Like, the intention is what really matters and shit like that. You'll have people who be saying this shit, like when you buy somebody a gift or something, it's a thought that counts. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people will be saying it's more so about the intention behind what you doing and shit like that. But you need to peep game of your mode of expression as well. That's why you be experiencing so much physical resistance on top of whatever it is that you're dealing with internally at the moment. It's due to that. You get what I'm saying? It's due to you blurring the lines right here, thinking that it's always about your intention. So you need to peep game of your mode of expression. That way, whatever emotion or whatever thought that you're trying to convey at the moment, or whatever mentality that you're trying to convey at the moment, and the way that you're viewing things, you need to peep game of your expression. That way, you're realizing whenever you're coming across as disrespectful, or whenever you're trying to joke around with somebody and it come across as you throwing shade at them or hating on them or trying to lesser their self fucking worth or some shit. You get what I'm saying? So we need to peep game of our own expression within this shit as well. Whenever it comes to the intention behind whatever it is that you're expressing at the moment. Because a lot of people will get lost into this shit thinking that it's only the intention that matter. So therefore, if somebody can express things in a certain way that's like really aggressive or really disrespectful, or kind of make me feel like shit whenever I talk to them, but they can always, after they say it and they realize that it made you sad or some type of shit, they can always say like, oh, that wasn't my intention and shit like that. So you always forgive this person just because they can come up with the right type of gift of gab to make you sit here and be like, oh damn, like that was just an accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't intending on doing that shit, but that be a manipulative person who keep continuously doing that in a cycle on purpose, and intentionally treating you like shit, but acting as if their intentions are actually purely positive and shit like that. And that's where you'll have like white knight motherfuckers who will treat women like shit, but they can always get the gift of gab right to make it seem like their intentions with you are positive, and they utilizing you for more than just a sex toy or something that they can abuse and take advantage of at the moment and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? We have those type of people who be utilizing the intention like that. But we also have people out here who either only have a limited number of ways to express things, or they don't know no other way type of shit. You get what I'm saying? Or it just gets misconstrued because they're working on their expression at the moment, yet it's still coming across in the incorrect type of manner. Or it just be a person who got like a lot of fucking earth energies or air energies and shit like that. So outwardly, you get what I'm saying? Shit is more so structured in a way. You get what I'm saying? So you're not going to be able to see the emotional space that they're in and what they're trying to convey at the moment, just based upon what you're viewing from them, from their body language and the vibe that they're giving off and shit like that. And plus, like I said, a lot of people are mentally and emotionally blocked, all clouded up and shit like that. So you're not a person without intuition, and especially a person that has no intuition, who's sitting here thinking that they do have intuition. You're never going to understand a person like this. They're always going to be enigmatic to you. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to become your worst enemy, because you've dealt with situations in the past where you're dealing with a person like what I was talking about previously. They are actually utilizing the intention behind certain expressions and certain energies, and they're utilizing that as like a manipulation tactic. You get what I'm saying? You've dealt with people like this in the past. So anytime you view a person who has true intentions, their expression just gets misconstrued sometimes You get what I'm saying? You will view them as being a person who's trying to take advantage of you and trying to manipulate you. So therefore, you won't even give this person a chance to go further. And you might even still be like physically in the relationship, but you done checked out a long ass time ago. You get what I'm saying? Based upon certain characters that they were expressing. So in your mind and in your emotions, you've already chalked this person up as being an ain't shit individual. But meanwhile, mentally and emotionally, this person is kind of like getting frustrated with the situation because they're not able to construct something out of their mouth that can help you understand where they're coming from. You get what I'm saying? That's why people like me and people who are real spiritual people are very fucking important. You get what I'm saying? Because people like this actually do have intuition and shit like that, and real intentions, real intuitions and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, when they're viewing these things, they can take a person like me who is super fucking heavy earthed out and super fired out. So I might come across as aggressive and like dragging people to the ground fucking floor level all the time. Oh shit. So yeah, I might be someone with a lot of earth and fire who's just viewed as overly aggressive all the time and viewed as always being extra harsh and dragging somebody right down to the ground floor level and shit like that. A person like me who's been dealing with shit like that their whole life, you come around a real spiritual person who really got intuition and really got intentions and shit like that, they're gonna see this shit from a mile away. So it's gonna be like what's understood don't need to be explained type of energy. So that's where you're gonna feel more at home at, because you're not gonna have to explain to these individuals like, no, you took that in the wrong type of way. You get what I'm saying? Like you took that in an incorrect type of manner. It's actually, you get what I'm saying? You won't have to do no explaining with individuals like this. Even if you're a person who still make minor mistakes and kind of do dumb shit sometimes, or just based on your expression, whether you're trying to joke around with somebody, whatever it may be. You get what I'm saying? People who are real spiritual people are gonna understand this, and they're gonna see this, and therefore they know what your intention is with that energy before it even come out your mouth to be expressed. So therefore they're not gonna take no offense to it. You get what I'm saying? And it's not gonna be like a fucking argument that you have to try to climb your self out of and shit like that. Because you've dealt with that in the past all the fucking time of having to overly explain yourself to people and having to jump in a situation where fucking shit don't make sense for a minute, or you have to be looked at like you being evil at the moment, or you being a bad guy at the moment, or you being a piece of shit at the moment, just based upon how you expressing things, especially when it comes to people with a lot of like super feminine people with a lot of deep rooted emotional sensitivities and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Or people who just ain't experienced much of life, and you know what I'm saying, have always like basically been treated good and shit like that, or they don't know how to take a joke, or this shit play out in multiple scenarios. You get what I'm saying? But when you're dealing with somebody like that, it's always going to be confusion. It's always going to be some shit not being understood. It's always going to be your you continuing to be enigmatic. You get what I'm saying? It's always going to continue to be a situation where you got to overly explain some shit and somebody is not understanding where you're coming from whenever you're saying some shit. You get what I'm saying? And if you're a person like this who's always been misunderstood and shit like that, especially if you're a person who has like empathy and shit like that, and is like a emotionally in tune person and shit like that. So you don't like to make people feel bad unless you need to. You know what I'm saying? You don't like to fucking make somebody feel less than, or make them feel goofy or stupid or any of these things. You don't want to cheat on your girl because you know how that would feel and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Like all of these type of things. You might be a person like this who is fucking took so much time to perfect their expression to make sure that shit can't even be misconstrued it or be taken the wrong way when you come at somebody joking around with them or some shit like that. But it's still gonna be confused. Why? Because that person is a fucking walking trauma bag and they viewing shit out of dumbassery. You know what I'm saying? So and they could be thinking that they the most high spiritual fucking person in the whole goddamn planet. But you get what I'm saying? They're ignorant. they're ignorant in that way of mentally and emotionally. They haven't done the work to actually reach clarity within themselves. That way they can actually view the environment and view what you are expressing to them in a sufficient manner. And I'll tell you this right now too. If you're a real spiritual person, you know this. The phone and the internet do provide a little bit of interference, but even then there's not going to be no goddamn confusion. I can tell you right now, even then, there's not going to be no confusion, because the atmosphere that you've created, it don't allow for confusion to be had. So therefore, everything, the atmosphere that you've created is of such clarity that no matter what you're viewing, no matter what fucking filtering system throughout the world, no matter how dirty they made that filtering system, whenever you have to go and interact with it and shit like that, no matter how muddy the waters are in that environment, your environment is clear. So it's going to be like a fucking protection bubble around you. So no matter how muddy the environment is that they've created, whenever you go into that environment, you are still going to be able to view things with clarity and view things sufficiently, because everyone else is of the world. They're a part of the world. You get what I'm saying? We just in the world at the moment. You get what I'm saying? And I don't even like using that word in, because I'm separate from the world. I'm just like here at the moment. Like my body just here at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So that's why that shit is allowed to happen, because when other people go and interact with these environments and shit like that, they allow that outside influence to become whatever their atmosphere is internally at the moment. So a person comes into a new environment, their entire state of being changed, their entire everything changed. You get what I'm saying? That's why you'll have people in situations where when they're talking to certain people who are from a different area that they used to live in or some shit, they whole fucking dialect and accent might change up, and the way that they express themselves just based on being in that type of environment and that type of atmosphere at the moment, and interacting with that. So their entire fucking shit change up. You get what I'm saying? So be the person that is outside of that, who has developed an atmosphere that brings forth some formulation of clarity. That way you can view these situations sufficiently, and you're not getting the lines blurred, and you're not getting misconstrued, and you're not viewing things incorrectly. Because this is the thing about it. This shit can play out both ways on fucking everything. You get what I'm saying? So you could be a true spiritual person who is interacting with a person who's not spiritual at the moment. Like I was talking about, when you're interacting with a person who is not spiritual at the moment, it's always going to be some formulation of confusion, because that's like the main deterrent of getting people away from the true source within themselves and shit like that. That's like the main mentality that they use. Like that's like the main character and the atmosphere that they try to develop. Like they try to breed confusion. That's why you'll have 17 different news channels do the same story, but they all point to different things, and they all do it in a different type of way. They just want to breed more confusion. So keep that in mind when you're interacting with humans and shit like that, and vice versa. If you're a human who's interacting with somebody who's truly a spiritual person, know that and understand that they're going to be viewing things more sufficiently than you. Don't put them on a pedestal and like you have somewhere to reach and shit like that, and like they're above you in some type of way. No, not like that. Just know that they're going to be viewing things in a more sufficient manner than you, and there's not going to be that confusion that you are always getting a sense of at all times. You get what I'm saying? So like I said in previously down the line in this video, you'll have situations where you're interacting with people and it'll be that confusion. But you could be the spiritual person who is just viewing a fake spiritual person or a regular human and seeing them express some formulation of confusion to you. Or you can be the truly spiritual person who's done all the shadow work. Let's keep all that shit in mind, because we're coming at this shit with equilibrium. You need to be a person who already has the clarity before you start thinking that you can interact with people and do the shit that I'm about to tell you about. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure that you're coming at shit with clarity. Make sure that you've done the sufficient work to see who you truly are and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So you'll have these situations where you go and interact with shit, and somebody will express some shit to you and like try to spark an argument or try to like breed more confusion or some shit, and you as the spiritual person will nip that in the bud and be like, hey, this is what you're doing, this is why you're doing it, and this is why you're fucking like trying to push that onto me at the moment. You get what I'm saying? And that shit be very true. You get what I'm saying? And that person need to like actually go sit back and take a look at themselves. You get what I'm saying? But vice versa, you'll have situations where people are thinking that they're actually spiritual when they're really not. And they're actually just projecting some shit that's going on within them onto you, saying that you're projecting. And now you have to sit back as the spiritual person and realize what's actually going on. You get what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with the intention. It has nothing to do with any of that shit. You get what I'm saying? If you are just truly viewing an ignorant person right now who think they know what they're talking about, it's not really much that you can do with that person. You just kind of have to view that and let it be what it's going to be type shit. What's good, Zay? Thanks for showing up. We talking about a lot of shit here. Fucking almost an hour in at the moment. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, fucking don't get it fucked up whenever you're viewing people and thinking that you the highest spiritual mind there is and shit like that. Because 9 times out of 10, if you thinking like that, you get what I'm saying? Life gonna show you situations where you need to sit your ass down for a second. You get what I'm saying? Life gonna show you situations where you actually don't know what you're talking about and you need to sit the fuck down for a second. Unless you're somebody who's just really like that. And at that point, it's not even about thinking, it's about knowing. You get what I'm saying? So don't get the lines blurred and don't get shit misconstrued whenever you're interacting with other individuals, because this shit is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired. I'm like even I don't even know if I want to continue to talk about that, because like whenever I started talking about that, like it just made me feel weird. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, let's go. I'm tired of people sitting here talking, thinking that they know what they're talking about just because they've gravitated all this terminology and they've learned all these words from watching spiritual teachers on TikTok and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like that narcissist word and shit like that. That's like fucking you're projecting. That's like you just showing a reflection right now of who you are and da 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 and shit like that. Meanwhile, it's just you looking too deep into shit because you think that just because somebody teach you a certain terminology and shit like that, that now that's gonna apply to all situations and shit like that. Like people are not willing to do the work to actually separate circumstances and situations, to actually understand the energies at play and what characters are being played out at the moment. That way you actually do have some formulation of a word to come out your mouth or a terminology that you could use to actually explain what's going on in the situation right now. You get what I'm saying? Don't get it fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just sick and tired of people doing dumbass shit like that. Like I've dealt with so much of that shit here recently, bro. Like in the past few years and shit like that, dealing with people in the world and shit like that. And, people not watching my channel, just watching other random motherfuckers on the internet who claim to so-called be spiritual and shit like that. But yet, the moment that you come out your mouth and try to kick some fucking spiritual concept to me, I'm going to look at you like you fucking retarded as fuck. Because this is the thing too. This is what we need to take into account too. A lot of these people are just fucking damaged ass humans who be gravitating towards these things because they can utilize it as some formulation of a deflection tactic to get the attention off of them at the moment or protect themselves from certain shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to pay attention to. If it is any type of formulation of a mentality or an emotional state of being or even terminology, things, this is how you pinpoint how it's designed by the shadow government and shit like that. 9 times out of 10, this shit be predicated towards pandering and coping. You get what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, this shit be correlated to satiating some formulation of emotional lacking or emotional flux, or where you're going too far in certain areas and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? That's why you have like these Christian girls who don't want to do nothing but fuck the whole football team all summer and shit like that. But they never do, due to that mentality that's being played out at the moment. And you get what I'm saying? That it'll satiate those areas where they feel like they going too far, and it'll breed forth some new shit. And a lot of times when it breed forth the new shit, it'd be breeding forth some shit that's like what I was correlating a minute ago. It'd be correlated to some shit like fear, or I forget what that other term was that I used. But yeah, a lot of times confusion. It'd be like fear or confusion. So you need to peep game of this shit. A lot of religious people, if you've actually spent time around religious people and shit like that, a lot of religious people are maintaining the image of what it is to be a religious person. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times these people don't even fuck. My Instagram live stream ended, but fuck it, we gonna continue going in on YouTube. So yeah, a lot of times people just be maintaining the image of what it is to be spiritual, or to be a religious person at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Same thing with the spiritual thing too, but we talking about religion right now. You get what I'm saying? So like I said, you will have a certain mentality that's constructed within the religious worldview that satiate this slut's need to go fuck the whole football team all summer long. You get what I'm saying? Either that, or she just become afraid to fuck the whole football team all summer long, even though she know deep down that's her most desired thing. You get what I'm saying? The mentality constructed will make her afraid to do this, to be seen a certain way, or afraid to fucking burn in the lake of fire for 100,000 years, or become non-religious. So now her fucking parents and shit and her grandparents view her in a certain way and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? It just takes a lot of clarity and viewing the world in the correct type of manner to actually be able to see these things. You get what I'm saying? So we don't want to get the lines blurred on this shit. It breeds a lot of fear and confusion whenever we're getting into the mentalities that they create for us and shit like that. So don't think just because you viewing things through terminologies and shit like that that you're actually growing, and that you actually on something that might be considered spiritual at the moment and shit like that. You need to get to your true individual unique expression and your true individual unique character and shit like that. That is where you need to sit at. You get what I'm saying? So so we need to pay attention to that shit. And this is the thing too. We don't always need to be a slave to our desires and shit like that. But at the same time, whenever we view a religion and shit like that, like most of y'all motherfuckers be wanting to do shit that your Bible say that you can't do. Why the fuck? You know what I'm saying? If you God's people, if you God's chosen children and shit like that, why the fuck would he give you the want to want to do certain things that are against his will? That don't make no sense. Why would you ever have the thought or the feeling to go against God's will if you God's child, if you God's children? You get what I'm saying? And yeah, you can always give the physical example of fucking teenagers and kids are always rebellious towards their parents and da 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 da. No, we're talking about fucking some shit that the Jews and Masons made for y'all in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's correlated off some worldly means, but they're pointing at some macro shit, some shit that is not regulated and controlled by third dimensional means. You get what I'm saying? So this is beyond time. This was an idea, imagination of theirs at the moment. You get what I'm saying? But it's beyond time and reasoning and shit like that. So it doesn't play into those laws. If we're getting into shit like that, that's how it should play out. You get what I'm saying? If we're talking about universal and shit like that, and we talking about at a spirit level and shit like that, if there is one fucking spirit who created all other spirits and shit like that, why the fuck would you ever build a mentality? Why would you even be acceptable? Why would it be a thing that could happen for you to build a mentality that would go against that in any type of way? You get what I'm saying? Or do anything that it didn't want to happen. You get what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. If something fucking created you, you're only going to do what that thing programmed you to do, or whatever purpose that thing created you for. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, you could be a person that was made to battle with all these desires and not go through them, but you're not going to convince me that the whole world is like that. You get what I'm saying? Now everybody in the world is just built up with all these what y'all want to call devilish sins, desires, and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Why the fuck is the whole world built up with that shit? Why would the whole world be built up with evil tendencies? You get what I'm saying? And have free will and what y'all want to call choice and shit. Even though there is no choice to be made, you just do what you do. You get what I'm saying? But why would there be so-called free will and so-called choice if it's one being who created everything? You know what I'm saying? Now we not making no sense. Now we not making no sense at all. So yeah, don't get fucking lost in this shit. Don't get lost in whatever it is that they creating for y'all. You get what I'm saying? It's only you. It's only you. And yeah, I've got videos on this in the past. Exactly what fucking Zay talking about right now. It's only you. And it's not only just you physically, like me talking to you right now. It's all built up on the you energy, the way the shit is drawn, the energy of the you. You get what I'm saying? Everything is about the you energy in general. You get what I'm saying? So it always come back to you. So yeah, pay attention to that shit too. But yeah, I've got past videos on that type of shit. I can't remember the title of where I broke that shit down, but you know what I'm saying? We can always go back and fucking make a post about it or some shit. So yeah, I don't think I have anything further to add to this video. We got a pretty good hour and 5 minutes minus the time for the intro, which was probably about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So yeah, we got at least an hour in this bitch. I don't think I got anything else I want to add to it, unless there's anybody in here who's been watching for a minute who got anything to add to anything and shit like that. We can you know what I'm saying? If there is anybody in here who wants to say some shit, just let me know and we can break down shit correlated to what y'all talking about. But yeah, just you know what I'm saying, logically, like you know what I'm saying, the shit just don't make sense when y'all viewing shit and claiming that y'all spiritual, and then y'all express some shit that let me know exactly that you ain't spiritual. You get what I'm saying? And oh yeah. I had another point too that I was breaking down correlated to the other shit too. The shit that I was speaking about just a minute ago. So like I said, these mentalities and shit like that get created for y'all 9 times out of 10 satiate some shit or cover up some shit. You get what I'm saying? And it be a thing where these are very damaged human beings and shit like that. So another thing that we need to pay attention to in this manner is how this shit derived too, because a person could be around you for months at a time. You get what I'm saying? Or weeks at a time, and you are a person who don't let everybody know everything about you and shit like that. So certain people that you around and shit like that might not even know that you into spirituality and shit like that, and don't know that you actually do know what you're talking about and shit like that. So therefore you express some shit to them in some type of physical, or I mean in some type of spiritual way or in some type of way that utilize certain terminologies that have been created for people to express through here recently and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So you might bring up one of these terminologies or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? And this person has never expressed anything to you of any type of spiritual means or shit like that. And the way that y'all's relationship and shit even derived in the first place, it was never built on no type of spiritual foundation and shit like that. But yet the moment that you come to them with some type of spiritual concept or some type of terminology that correlate to certain content creators that they've been watching on the internet and shit like that, boom, that's the moment that they start coming at you with all type of fucking spiritual concepts, all type of terminologies and shit like this, and always put you as being the example of why they the victim at the moment, and why you utilizing this shit to attack them at the moment, and why you're projecting your insecurities on them, and why you're fucking doing this and that and expressing things in this manner. And like I said, you just look stupid to me at that point. Shit don't make no sense. Now you just trying to match vibes for the sake of matching vibes and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So pay attention to that shit too, because a lot of times these people don't even be building shit on no spiritual means. And then the moment that you express some type of spiritual shit to them, or some type of terminology that they could more or less correlate to being spiritual, is the moment that they start coming at you with fucking every weapon in their backpack. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, 9 times out of 10, you'll become this person's worst enemy, because they've been lost for however long they've been lost into thinking that they spiritual and shit like that. But the moment that you come around and be a real spiritual person around them, you shut down everything, that every argument, every fucking backhanded tactic, every type of anything that they could accumulate or derive or express to you off of that shit. You shut it all down immediately, like within a fucking milliframe of a second and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? And then you become these people's worst enemy, because you're not feeding that area where they thought they was the shit at. You know what I'm saying? You're not feeding that that vice where they thought they was the shit at, and they was using spirituality just to cover up some type of insecurity at the moment, or whatever it is that they going through at the moment. So yeah, I'm out of here. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Big shout out to everybody. And like I said, tap in with Jackie New for the cell salts. Tap in with Zay Quarter or Ton of Vision on YouTube, Zay Quarter on IG. Tap in with him, and you guys can subscribe to his channel. Check out his new releases. They just had a music video drop yesterday, I think. Yeah, so go check out his shit. Y'all take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.